Hello and welcome to Gamer's Guide to the Galaxy, the show all about gaming and where you can join in the chat right over here. I'm Chris.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Adam. Confusing the hell out of me there, Jacob. Chris. I'm Jacob.
Shut up.
Okay, never mind. Go on.
You always had it perfect that time. You screwed it up.
Yeah,
Screw me up here.
you messed it up with an F-bomb right in the middle.
It's got a delay. Don't.
Yeah, but it's the 3, 2, 1.
I don't know what's going on.
There's a disembodied voice over here. I don't get it.
We're talking to ghosts now.
Sorry.
You should be.
I heard the 3, 2, 1 and then.
Should be. It froze, probably.
Okay.
Sorry.
Should be.
Quiet disembodied voice.
Yeah, we got some interesting topics for today. You know, say.
Yep. First one, it has a lot to do with what happened this weekend, which was BlizzCon.
Yes.
And of course, biggest Blizzard convention ever. Right?
Isn't it the only Blizzard convention? I mean, it's the only official Blizzard
It's the same thing. Look, if it's the only one, it is the biggest one.
So if we had a Game Spectrums convention tomorrow,
It would be the biggest one. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Would I have to attend?
It's going to be the biggest one whether you're here or not.
Okay, good.
It could be just Adam, it would still be the biggest one.
I want to be.
It could be no one, it would still be the biggest one.
Great turnout this
If
year.
there's one fan out there in some random country that holds a convention every day.
Game Spectrum? Okay.
Yeah. Game Spectrum's convention. He's the guy that keeps watching the Squadron Tower Defense videos.
Oh, okay.
We love you for watching this, by the way.
Yes, we don't really understand it, but we love you anyway. So yeah, there was big news in. Do you want to go with StarCraft first, or do you want to go with Overwatch first?
Let's go with StarCraft. It's Legacy of the Void.
Legacy of the Void, which is the third campaign mode for. Well, it's the third expansion for StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
Third and final expansion for StarCraft 2, actually.
So would that mean that they're starting to build on StarCraft 3 soon?
They might, or they might
Well,
let StarCraft 2 run its course a little longer.
yeah, they're gonna let it run its course for a while, I'm sure.
Oh, sure, and I'm sure that's
But
going to take a long time to develop.
They're gonna start developing it. I almost guarantee it. People keep saying to me, "Oh, it says final. Does that mean it's not gonna be any more?" Or they don't ask me. They insist that it's going to be the end of StarCraft. I'm going, doubt it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's too much of a cash cow for that.
Oh, yeah. Cash cow. This is like a whole cash bowl. You get
Same thing.
whole bowl.
It's okay.
They even have a Red Bull.
Yeah.
Helping.
And bad pun number 1.
That's all the show is bad puns.
Look, the show is very funny. Okay.
Yeah, very
It
funny.
is very funny.
Very funny. I just had to repeat it in case people didn't hear it the first time.
That was 3 punnies.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, Legacy of the Void. A lot of things are going to change with this game, I see. A lot of things are going to change with this expansion.
Just the simplest sounding change is just going to make the entire game totally different. And that simple change is instead of starting with 6 workers in a multiplayer game, you start with 12.
Yeah, that's a big.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think this is actually going to be a bigger change than going from Brood War to StarCraft 2.
Yeah, it is.
'Cause-
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, even I, who don't play StarCraft, knows that completely changes the entire meta of your early game and makes these games a lot quicker.
Oh, yeah. Cheese is going to be so different now.
Well, pretty much, if you're going to be playing normal, you have to pretty much instantly build supply.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're going to have 12 workers just bringing stuff in, so you have to almost immediately build supply.
So immediately throw down your supply, immediately. Yeah, you're going to do a lot of things.
Yeah, it speeds up the game, for one thing.
I think rushing will be a much more valuable strategy now.
Russian
Even
is
though-
already pretty valuable.
I know, but it's going to be increasingly more. It's going to be done a lot more.
It might
I would imagine.
actually, it might actually not be because you're thinking, you start off with 12 workers. Your opponent also starts off with 12 workers. You can get the rush out quicker, but they can get defense out quicker.
Right.
Yes, but the same reason why rush works in any game because defenses cost more than offensive in low numbers.
Well, I mean, see,
In StarCraft defenses, attacking units anyways.
In StarCraft, if you're sending units,
Yeah.
by the time you get there, they're going to have more units than you.
I understand, but that's the reason why rushing ever works, is because
Right.
you're making so many of these little units that they're trying to make a bigger unit to defend.
It is going to make proxying a much more viable strategy, though. Think about it. If I proxy 2-gate, I send one of my 6 workers out. Now I have 5. That's 5 workers against 6. Now I can send 1 out of 12 out. The difference in income is going to be substantially less.
You know what's a great strategy with this? Cannon rushing.
Oh god, no cannon rushing. That's gonna be ladder. It's just gonna be everyone's gonna switch to Protoss and cannon rush the entire.
Everybody.
No,
Yes.
they're even gonna start throwing down hatcheries just to throw down a spine and spine rush, which I've only seen a couple times.
Oh yes, because they've got the minerals to do it.
Bunker rushing is gonna be. Yeah, that's gonna happen too a lot now.
But I said a lot more rushing.
Yeah.
That's whatever happens when you add in more things in the beginning.
Yeah, but
it's just at least rush.
I think the proxying is going to be even more dangerous because
The other
proxying gets rid of that rush distance too. So
the other subtle change is the reducing the amount of minerals in each mineral patch to 1,000.
how much
What was
we
it
at now?
previously?
I'm not sure what it was at previously. I think 1,500.
Yeah, we're not.
Well,
might have
that
been
would-
I know they reduced it.
That would balance it out with the amount of increase you're doing to units. Because if you have to then spend more time with your units, even though there's more of them, it might balance out the
Yeah,
rest.
this is gonna speed up the games quite a bit because with lowering that amount of minerals, it's gonna either bring out you have to do 3 base play or a rush because 2 base play if it doesn't work and your opponent gets the 3 bases, you've pretty much lost now because he's.
Well, are they also going to increase the amount of mineral spawns, or are they going to keep it the same?
I'm not sure.
Because if they increase the amount of mineral spawns but lower the amount in each one, that would make any play still viable that was in the old one, because all you're doing is making income faster.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. That's
And that's just basically game mechanics. That's not even something that's limited to StarCraft.
yeah, that's any RTS game.
I imagine they're keeping the same minerals because they're gonna allow you to. I'm sure they're gonna still allow you to use old maps.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can still retrofit more. Like, you can put in a config that gives you more. You know what I mean?
I guess. I mean, yeah, you could.
Yeah, you could.
I don't know.
Again, I'm not sure how StarCraft maps are set up, if it's randomly generated or not.
I don't know a lot of details.
Well, it's about like mineral deposits.
They're carefully actually
Place.
placed and designed to make every map perfectly perfectly
Okay.
even in
So-
every way.
Well, you can still do that with a random generation.
Yeah,
But because you just take one side and
Yeah.
mirror it.
but
But-
they're carefully designed.
All right. So then, can you mine with 2 workers on one node?
yes, they switch.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you can mine.
The AI will figure out the timing on its own.
Okay.
As long as you don't mess with them, they'll go back and forth. You can do up to 3 optimally.
Optimal efficiency in a base is
Mhm.
currently 16.
It's technically 24, but 16.
Optimal.
But 16 each base is perfect is optimal for all settings.
That's what I'm saying. Optimal
Yeah.
in terms of collection rate, not in terms of the amount of minerals you're collecting. Maxing out the amount of minerals you can collect is 24, but
Yeah.
it's a different thing.
Yeah. and
So
usually we'll see
that actually might be.
whatever.
You might probably see that a lot more though, because then you're just doubling your supply instead of quadrupling it.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting. It's just a very interesting change. It's gonna change everything. Pros are gonna have to relearn the entire game as a
Yep.
result. They can't
Yeah.
use the same tactics.
I mean, there are going to be some that are going to be fine. Like, they
Yeah.
they did Brood War, they did this. They're going to be fine.
right, Brood War, where you started
But-
before.
Yeah.
I think that'll actually make it a lot easier for new pros to come into play.
Potentially, yeah.
Because it's kind of like, and I know you guys don't play it often, but League of Legends, every season there's a reset, everyone goes back to 0, and they change the game entirely. Everything gets revamped, they get new countermeasures, new numbers, new champions added, so the game always constantly evolving, and you have to constantly learn new things. But every season you get reset down to 0, so every season there's new people.
Mhm.
Granted, the old teams still are endorsed and still, are able to play 24/7, so they usually get back up there pretty quick.
Right.
And they also have those skills from last time, which aren't too different. They just have to relearn certain mechanics. Like, for example, this year they're changing the jungle timers in it, and they're making it so that everything spawns later. So people who main jungle, or even team comps that use it to have heavy roam on jungle after you completely change your playstyles.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of to me, I think that's just going to be something that's going to happen is where you're going to see a lot of the old pros come out, but you're going to see a lot of new people who are quick to adapt come up through the ranks like this.
So not Michael Jordan. We said quick to adapt, not Michael Jordan.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you want to discuss that, I'm pretty sure Michael Jordan has decided to drop the pizza challenge.
Seriously?
I believe so.
God damn, Mike.
In favor of a new show that we're working on. So
Okay, new show. We got a lot of new shows coming.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Well, because the pizza challenge wasn't doing well, but that's anyway. That's
That could have been the time.
That's different.
off topic,
Yep.
sort of.
Okay. But
StarCraft related, but
Yeah.
StarCraft. But we are, they are bringing new units and some old units back into the game. The Lurker is coming back from Brood War.
yep.
That
Michael
is
Jordan is very excited about that one.
that is going to be the new siege for the Zerg, and the Swarm Host. I don't know if this is a buff or a nerf. They made it so they didn't have to burrow.
They just constantly produce.
They constantly
focus.
produce, and so that they can walk by and send them out, and you can upgrade them to fly. But carriers can now have an ability to send them interceptors anywhere on the map.
Oh my god, that's great.
What?
What happened?
And they can fly.
Yeah.
Like you both did.
Well, because I was gonna say it if he wasn't, I didn't know if he caught that or not.
Oh yeah,
I know, but that was
a little
just
bit
funny.
subtle.
Oh, trust me, I play
Like-
Protoss. I'm very afraid of this.
But I just found that you both were like holding thing. You're like,
And Terran is broken because battle cruisers can teleport anywhere on
Yes,
the map.
but do they need vision or not? Because if they don't need
I don't
vision,
know.
it's going to be
It
hilarious.
doesn't say. It just says anywhere on the map.
Actually, this might actually bring out something that we don't see. I don't think we saw too much when Heart of the Swarm came out. Was we might see pros switch races with new abilities, more workers. They might find it more comfortable to play as a different race.
I might switch. I don't know.
you know what this sounds like to me? And coming from somebody who doesn't play StarCraft, it sounds like they're just trying to, and I know it's not, they're actually just trying to, make the game different and
I think you're
stuff.
about to say what I've already been thinking, but go for it.
Is that it kind of reminds me of stuff like the Metal Gear Awesome series, or is Ninja Gaiden, Awesome Gaiden, where it's like, oh, you think that was hard? Here's this game now.
I was like, I'm just a tutorial level. That's the next level over there. It's like 50 million ninjas.
That wasn't what I thought.
Yeah.
What I was
'cause-
thinking was they're trying to make it more like a MOBA.
I don't think so, because
Yeah, I mean, I haven't
They
played
have
it,
a
so I
MOBA?
don't know.
I think they've analyzed MOBAs, seen and
They are on
decided
the rise.
They-
decided what's making them on the rise is early action. You have action early in the game.
Yes and
all
no.
the way
It
through.
depends on
yes,
your.
and yeah.
It depends on your team comp in League, I know that, and in Dota 2.
Well,
But
of
again, that is one of the bigger appeals is that you get in there and you start dicing it up, and that does set the flow for the rest of the game.
And I think that's kind of what they're going for here, because you build a supply, you
Yep.
can then instantly build. By the time you're done with the supply depot or whatever your supply is, you can instantly build what you need to build
You
to
can probably build
produce
2.
units. You can probably produce more than one very quickly, and then start cranking out units.
So it's going to be a much quicker game. And
Right, and you
there-
have armies quicker, you have battles quicker.
there's also a
You're
couple
forced to
of
take expansions.
yeah. There's a couple of new things I actually I don't know how I feel about them yet. I have to actually see. There's tournaments. Oh, there's going to be always tournaments ongoing online. You just basically go in, sign in,
Yeah.
sign up right away. It's usually you might have to wait a little bit, but you just
Yeah.
stay on, you play, you go through the tournament.
Yeah.
And that's one of the ways they're going to probably try to find new pros that way.
Yep.
And another way is one base team play, where, like, say me and you will play as a team. We'll have one base and we'll both be able to control everything.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That was you had to scroll all the way down. Like that's
Oh, I didn't see
Holy.
that.
that is literally, like they say, you can use this 2 ways. You can use as one for a pro to teach an amateur, or 2, you can have 2 people of equal skill
Working together.
working together. And this is going to be some interesting thing, because now you can have 2 people doing different things.
You have one person controlling the army, one person doing macro, or
Yeah, one person do a macro, one person do a micro, or even just have them both controlling different armies across the map. So you can multitask. So 2 people multitasking
attack.
can become. I think this is going to be an interesting thing. I'm not sure how I feel about it. it'll be fun to see maybe like amateurs versus pros, where like 2 amateurs go against 1 pro or
Can
something.
you do that?
I don't know.
Or
I would imagine that there's going to be a
I would-
dedicated mode.
I'd imagine
it's
you would
kind
be
of
able
fun.
to, because I think Blizzard would probably have thought of that, like amateurs versus pros, or maybe Day 9 would think of that,
Also,
Sunday, Monday, we'll be coming back. No.
that actually is a very good thing, I think, because a lot of these games, StarCraft 2, Dota, League of Legends, these really big, popular, gigantic championship games that are like all popular right now, and for good reason, they have the steepest learning curve I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Even some of the games that we grew up on, where it's like one life, game resets, aren't as steep of a learning curve.
that's actually what they say the main problem with Dota 2 is you come to Dota 2, you have access to any character.
Yeah.
Any character, and you're sitting there like, I've never played the game, who do I pick?
Yeah.
And then you pick, and you're going into a game, and the other players are not friendly about this. You're costing them the match if you're doing bad, so they get angered. It really heightens that learning curve a lot.
Oh yeah.
And
I would imagine on StarCraft 2, where you're not on a team, you have to learn everything by yourself. And if you're just playing against random people, and it's not
Yeah.
in a hierarchical system of skill where behind the scenes they actually rate you on your wins, losses, and your gameplay.
they do, but bronze is such a huge thing. It's like the bottom 30% or something.
Even still, that's in all these types of gigantic championship games because people aren't learning new things. But even within, I know in League, you actually have something that behind it called an MMR, where
We
you
have that in StarCraft too.
Okay,
as
just
well.
making sure. I didn't know. So if you have an MMR, you actually have a range. You don't get all of bronze. You get a certain range of bronze.
I think in StarCraft it doesn't even do that. It basically is just your MMR, you're in bronze. If you have a higher MMR of bronze, they'll throw silvers down at you too.
Yes, but
for
like
the
I
most
said,
part,
it's
it's
because you're
all
in the
bronze.
range.
And if you have a really high MMR, they'll throw golds down at you just
Yeah.
because.
I've gotten that. I was put in bronze, and that was hilarious.
That's what happened to me in League. Is I started in bronze. I was facing gold and bronze. I was facing plats and silver, and then I almost got into bronze or got into gold. And I was facing almost challengers.
And the thing is, in League, when you're teaching me to play League, you're in the game with me.
Yeah,
StarCraft 2,
that's what I'm saying.
at most, it's just, people watching me play or watching my replays and going, well, this is what you did wrong, you could have done this. And it's like, well, yeah, that would have been nice to know.
And you suck at them.
Yeah, that's
But
it.
the thing also about that is like I was saying, if you have an MMR, so you're playing people around your level, where it's harder to get punished for bad mistakes and easier to see their bad mistakes. It's the same thing in almost all these games where it's like this. If you look at your own stuff, you're not very conscious of the mistakes you're making because that play worked out for me, but you forget to look at the other person where it's like, oh well, he sucks.
Yeah.
So he did a really bad play, and then I made a really bad play to counteract it, but he just doesn't have the mechanics to figure out how badly I screwed up.
And sometimes in StarCraft, it literally is just kind of luck. Like, you said, like I sent my scout out at this time instead of this time.
Yeah.
I just happened to send it out late enough to catch the proxy hatchery. It's like, and now we got to see if they are going to commit or not. Either way, they're behind. Because I can start producing units out there and get that thing down. If they commit and it fails, they lose minerals. If they don't commit, they lose some minerals, but now they're behind because they could have thrown that hatchery down somewhere else, or that kind of thing. It's luck sometimes. But
Is StarCraft between tournament seasons, or is there always a tournament season?
BlizzCon was the finals.
BlizzCon was the grand finals.
World
All right,
finals. Yeah.
so
Top
that's
16.
why they're doing
Yeah.
this now.
Yeah.
The Mega Uber finals, I guess.
Yeah,
Top 16 players.
That is very interesting though that they're putting such a high risk on this because that is a lot of change in one patch. Even if it's just not.
Yeah,
every
I mean,
two or
we haven't
three.
even gotten into like the new unit. It's not really a patch.
There's
That's
no
why.
beta
It's
yet.
an expansion.
I understand, but it's relatively still a patch.
A, it's an expansion. B, they probably haven't actually implemented these changes yet.
They are doing a beta.
C, they announced it to test the waters, probably. and
Yeah.
people are freaking out about something, they'll
it's-
probably
Blizzard will change it, tweak
All
it,
right.
or they'll keep a close eye on how people react during the beta to it.
Yeah.
Like if people are going into the beta and they look down like every Zerg 12 pools, what do we do?
Or if they go into a beta and they realize that something called a Warhound is freaking bad, or really good, depending upon if you're Terran or not.
Yeah. Or they go into a beta and just like if they look at this beta and they just go every Zerg 12 pools, every Protoss cannon rushes.
To put it like this, in the beta for Heart of the Swarm, there was a unit that they had called the Warhound for Terran.
Yep.
And this unit was designed to essentially just kill everything Protoss.
Yeah.
It was unbalanced as a result. So when Terran played against Protoss, they would just build these Warhounds and just win. Every time.
Yeah.
Or unless they were stupid, in which case they didn't do that.
There are other changes they made during the beta. I think they made the
But they
spawning
took
pool
out the Warhound.
cost more. And,
Yeah. But
uh,
I don't know. I think it's a really big announcement. I'm curious to see what happens out of it, even though I don't play that, because that is obviously a big game, and that I think it's refreshing to see them not rest on their laurels. Is what I'm trying to say.
yeah, actually.
Is they're trying to make it an innovation every time.
I'm kind of happy about these changes because when Legacy of the Void was kind of first announced, some of the things that were kind of like mentioned or leaked or thought of was like there's going to be no new units in Legacy of the Void. There's going to be not many new changes for Legacy of the Void, and a lot of people were not happy about this. It's like it's an expansion. If you're going to make me pay extra money for it, it better be almost like a whole new game.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like the fact that they went with a lot of changes here.
So anyway, also in BlizzCon, they announced a new game called Overwatch, and it's essentially it's very similar to I think based on the gameplay I was viewing and stuff. It looks very similar to Team Fortress 2, except it has actual characters aside from just being a heavy or being a medic
doctor,
or whatever. Right.
Assassin.
Spy. Or a guy with a baseball bat. But they actually have like names and they have backstories and they've got like various abilities associated with them.
Well,
it's an interesting. I don't know. I thought it was interesting, and I'm not a big fan of shooters. So
it sounds
as
interesting.
You'll see in part 2 when I barely talk at all.
It sounds interesting. I mean, like if you look at Team Fortress 2, the whole point of Team Fortress 2 was to bring extra tactics to first-person shooter games.
Yeah.
Having characters that actually don't even really do damage. They just, a medic, he's going to be running around trying to heal all of his teammates. The spy, who's going to, go look around and stuff. But that was kind of the point of Team Fortress 2, is that you didn't have to go in and be, just the guy with the machine gun.
Right.
So
the gameplay mechanics are very similar to Team Fortress 2,
And
where you have to move a payload across the map, or
And you see Blizzard already doing things like this when they made a MOBA. They look at what's popular and they kind of go, can we do that, and can we do it good? They may not be saying, can we do it better? They probably are. Can we do it better? But they're probably going, can we do this? Can we improve on it in some way that will make it as good or better than these?
Of course we can. Let's use Blizzard characters.
Oh yeah, but that'd be funny if they use Blizzard characters for this.
No, I think they're creating new characters entirely.
Nice.
But I mean, it's Blizzard. They're gonna try it. They're gonna do. If they've announced it, I think they're pretty confident in it.
Yeah, for some reason Blizzard, to me, they're a great company. I love the games that they put out. They just never catch my eye, really. Like, I don't like Team Fortress 2. I've played it.
That's Valve.
I know that.
Fun.
But I'm saying, I wouldn't be interested in that game because it's kind of like Team Fortress 2. Even though it might be different, I will probably give it a try at some point just because I do. But I'm probably not going to like it. I don't like really StarCraft 2 because personally it's just got too steep a learning curve for me and I can't get that involved in that game.
Yeah.
I played Team Fortress 2 for a while. It's fun, but it does get a little
it's
tedious.
Team Fortress 2 is one of those games that, I mean, it's you can go in and just play by yourself, but it really is one of those games where you have to have a team together. You have to at least have a couple friends.
Yeah.
It's I mean, there's different things like Call of Duty and Halo. You can kind of go in, play by yourself, and do whatever you want. Team Fortress 2 requires a lot more strategy, a lot more communication, because of the different roles each player has.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you need to know who your medic is, if they're going to be there in time. You know,
Yeah.
your spy has to be telling you things. All these things have to be going on, which is one of the reasons why I have not, really tried it very much. Because going into it, it's like, yeah, I need teammates.
That's a game we could play at some point.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, we can play
on
it.
Wacky Wednesday. We could do.
It's kind of like also like League of Legends. It's kind of like
Yeah.
I don't mind going on and playing with other people, but it's so much better going on and playing with 4 people I know because it's kind of like, hey, need help.
Squad.
Help, gang, get over here. Get over here. I'm dying. No. That's usually what I do.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. I hear you screaming.
And then there's Jacob. God damn it, Adam.
Literally, like, you're the only one that screams. I was sitting there, I'm just like, oh, I'm getting ganked. Okay, that's over. You're like, I'm getting ganked. Oh God.
Oh God.
What do I do?
Run away.
But
Yeah,
I've
you
actually
do that, don't you?
Yeah,
he does.
I get very into my games.
But my question is, do you think it's better to have a dependence on having friends to play the games with, or better to be able to just play by yourself?
I
Yes.
honestly feel like better to if you can play it by yourself, just because I've always run into this problem of I got this great game, I can play online with friends, none of my friends really like to play it.
All right.
I like both, and that might be why I like Minecraft too, because you can play on a multiplayer server and you can build alone, but part of the fun of it is later on, your friends log on like, oh my God, what the hell's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, oh yeah, I built that this morning for just for kicks.
Personally, I love games that have you to need friends to play them. I hate having to need my friends to play them.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am.
That's what I'm at. Is those games I find are way more captivating, way more fun when you have them. But it's such a strict amount of you have to make so many friends for you to be able to play these games sometimes, because people have different schedules. They have to, they don't want to play that night, or and to actually be able to play those games with any sort of consistency, you actually have to make a schedule with your friends to play them.
Right.
Yeah,
Which is
I
kind of like why I like here, because we can sit there and be like, all right, well, everyone, next Tuesday, Minecraft, yeah, or League of Legends, or StarCraft 2, or these games where it requires friends.
Right.
Because I play League of Legends by myself all the time, and it's fun. But I'd actually take teaching Adam how to play over playing alone, and that is still super stressful.
I'd actually take Jacob yelling at me for hours and playing with people way above my skill level than playing by myself against people of my skill level.
That's part of the reason why I haven't played League of Legends really either. I don't have anyone to play with.
Like I said, if
No
you
one lets me know when you're playing.
Well, we'll let you know when we're playing, and that was one idea we had for Let's Play.
Yeah, we just want to play
I'll call it Adam Sucks at League.
Or teaching people how to get out of bronze.
Yeah.
Could do that too.
Teach people how to get into bronze, yeah, Jacob.
Yeah, get into bronze.
Teach people how to get into bronze.
Oh, we gotta name that. That's too good.
Teaching people to get into bronze.
Holy man. I think that's the most watched thing ever. Show people how to get into bronze.
So bad he's not even in bronze.
Oh, that cardboard 7 though.
Oh gosh. But anyways, it looks like this is going to be the end of our first half, so we'll be back in a few minutes. Take care.
See you soon.
Bye-bye now.